Yeah, we're good. Here we go.
Together. Down.
It's a war down there every time, basically a wrestling match. And the Whipsnakes win the opening face-off. Baptiste is a 5-time face-off athlete of the year in the PLL. The only time he didn't win it, Joe Nardella won it back in 2020. Adam Patra, the midfielder from Loyola, 51 in black, spins it through X behind the goal. Ends up with the rookie Aiden Carroll. Nice rollback, put his defender on the ground, and then Entenmann stopped the shot. Q, did you run this morning?
Super slick yet.
Q, did you go for a run this morning?
No, I did an upper body workout.
I thought so. That sounds right. Another save from Entenmann, and that's what makes him so special, that outlet pass. Ahead to Michael Grace, the rookie, feeds Schellenberger. One more for Dixon, goes top shelf for the first goal of the day.
Clean saves means transition, and nobody does it better than Liam Entenmann. 44% of his saves have been of the clean variety, and when you can catch and get out, you can run in transition. Michael Grace, the rookie, 4-on-3 fast break, hits Schellenberger, one more to Dixon, who drops his stick and then yanks it back up top. Watch Krebs, once he goes down, he matches stick, and then Dixon just too much oomph on that.
Max Krevsky is going to play some O midi and some D midi. Hugh Kelleher's a rookie from Cornell. He too is going to play both ways.
Yeah, a lot of the time in lacrosse, guys will specialize at midfield, either play just offense or just defense, but some guys can do both. Hugh Kelleher's doing it today, and the rookie out of Cornell makes it 2-0 New York.
One of those two-way guys that Quint just messaged. Kelleher, strong dodge down the alley, no help, no support by Maryland, no problem for Kelleher. First goal as a pro. Welcome to the league, Rook. Garden variety, very easy, sees the ball the whole time.
There's Matt Trainer behind the back. That is nasty from the rookie. The local kid, Matt Trainer, a first-round pick, shows you why he's got him hyped up here in Philly.
His cheering section is absolutely loving it, and why not? The rookie out of Penn State. He's going to dodge down the alley here, loses angle, and what do? You go behind the back from distance. There was a lot on that. I mean, you typically see this in tight. So to have enough velocity on that is absurd.
You got to look at that? You got to look at that up on the big board?
I did not get a look at it. But
Did you hear it hit corner?
a little bit.
Pretty sick location. Pretty sick location.
Been practicing a lot.
You got your fan section here as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're coming out. Supporting.
Here comes Connor Schellenberger, so two-handed, so skilled. The feed and a pole goal behind the back from Tyler Carpenter. The Atlas putting on a highlight reel here in the first.
The long pole, Carpenter stays and plays offense. He's got Brad Smith trapped, and instead of substituting off the field, he goes, I'm going to show you my offensive prowess. This is a ton of faith by Connor Schellenberger to throw that in and trust Carpenter's going to be able to track it. And then in tight, running out of angle, we saw Trainer do this from deep. This is what you see more typically, is in tight, low angle, but normally with a short stick, not a long pole.
All 5 years in existence before that was Michael Earhart, who played for the Maryland Whipsnakes and retired before last season. 10 to shoot in this abbreviated shot clock off the faceoff. Here's Teat looking, Schellenberger, he can load it up from distance, and he scores 5-hole. This is the running of the Bulls in the first quarter. The Atlas doing what they did all summer last season. 98 miles an hour from Schellenberger, who's got 3 points.
Credit Schellenberger for cashing in, but didn't love the decision-making from Maryland here defensively. You're going to see Teat driving, and that little hedge or help just created that offensive opportunity. I don't think Teat really was that much of a threat late in the shot clock and from deep. And when you help, you leave Schellenberger all by himself with just a ton of airspace. He loads it up and cashes in.
As 1-3. Quint, watching that on field level, what's it like?
Well, number one, their quickness and their speed on the whistle is just uncanny. They're so timed up with the whistle. Number two is this phase right here. This is the middle phase. They're battling for the clamp. Trevor controls the clamp. Look at Joe try to counter. And then this phase is phase 3, the escape. So think about the whistle, the clamp portion, and then the escape portion as you're watching these face-offs today.
Kyle Jackson looking to get to that left hand. Now it's Schellenberger from X. The feed to Dixon, behind the back again. These guys look like the Globetrotters in the first half. That's 3 behind the back goals.
Beautiful play by Atlas offensively. You're going to notice these 2 players by Atlas. Trainer coming flying out of the box, and then Dixon inside. Watch Tim Muller off ball. At a certain point, he's got to make a decision about who to cover. And Schellenberger, he's scanning this little mini 2-on-1 off ball. So as Trainer cuts, you can see Muller react and kind of point, and then they're late getting to Dixon. We've had 6 goals, Drew. 3 have been behind the back.
Baptiste was the MVP in 2022. Teammate Jeff Teat won it last year. Again, Entenmann with the save, stopping Brad Smith from range. RP3 went to the medical tent in the first quarter. Shot clock gets low. Pennell with the feed, and the dunk from Colin Heacock. Whips on the board.
Such a great look, Ryan.
It's gorgeous.
How does he know? How does he see this before it happens?
It's gorgeous, and this is a spot feed where he actually throws Heacock into the open area. He's going to lead him to this goal, so you can see Pennell doing his patented question mark, that rollback, and Krebsky just stares at the ball for a split second. Heacock backdoors him, and Pennell throws to the open area, leading Heacock to greatness.
He's like
This is such a high-level play. His spatial awareness, his ability to read defenses. Drew, you make the great comparison to a quarterback.
That's a 2. Brett Makar, a bomb to make it 8-1.
This is one that Krebs has got to come up with. This is a low angle, not a lot of space to shoot at. You can see Makar, ton of airspace in terms of his ability to wind this up. And Krebs just isn't able to track it. You can see the head of his stick kind of dip down. It's so hard to read these long pole goals from distance, but that slight hesitation, that little hiccup kind of going down, he's not able to get back up in time.
That was Makar's first career 2-point goal.
Oh,
Smith
what
with
a
the shot.
save.
Entenmann is all over it.
What a save. Makar.
So as great as the Atlas have played offensively, Teat just 1 assist, no goals. And Entenmann, they finally cracked the code.
And it's Heacock again from Pennell. That connection is good for the only 2 Maryland goals today. You can see Pennell scanning, surveying, and then Heacock just finds a little space and sits down. Quick catch and release, catches Entenmann off guard.
Minutes of sudden death action. And Levi Anderson, the rookie, had the game winner to put Maryland back in the championship. Anderson inactive today. There's Heacock again. He's got all three for the Whips.
He's been able to solve the Entenmann problem. Nobody else is on the score sheet. The first two were from Pinnell. This time he gets it from his old college buddy and roommate, Matt Rambo. You can see Heacock just crashed the crease, and nobody on New York picks him up. And just like we talked about on the previous possession, going from behind the cage to in front, it's so difficult for a goalie to be able to track the ball. Where's the shooter? Right.
Colin Heacock is 3 for 3 shooting. Rest of the team 0 for 14.
It's Heacock's first game of the year.
Yeah, Heacock did not dress up. Yeah, the
so
first
far this season.
First 2 weeks.
That was Rambo's first point of the season. Roman Puglisi out of the fray with the pickup. Puglisi shoots. That's a save by Entenmann. It did not cross the goal line. The entire ball has to get over it for it to be a goal, and Entenmann saved it.
You know,
3 minutes left in the first half. See that sense of urgency. That green means go for the Atlas. Trainer slips on the wet turf. The feed to Dixon. The bouncer is a thing of beauty. It's a first half Hattie for the Slim Reaper, Xander Dixon.
just 2 goals coming into today, and not a lot of touches. He's primarily an off-ball player, and we've seen teams kind of shut him off. Maryland elects not to do that today. He just finds a soft spot. Trainer draws the slide and throws it in tight. And Dixon just doesn't need a lot of time to get that off. And I think the bounce shot, that little deception, tricked Krebs. It was barely touched the ball, and Atlas didn't really have a counter strategically.
Tim Muller's got that assignment today. I asked Coach Jim Stagnita about it. Said, Timmy's.
Nice shot on the run, Aiden Carroll, the rookie from Georgetown, who went nuclear in their NCAA tournament game against Duke. Got his first goal, and the first goal by anyone other than Heacock.
And really the first mistake that we've seen Entenmann make here. You'll notice the placement on this shot is stick side high on this near pipe. You can see Entenmann kind of flinch there a little bit. So Carroll catches Entenmann guessing.
You know, his defenseman kind of flashes his vision right here as the shot's being released. And the other thing there, Ryan, is as a goalie, you're thinking, guy's going left-handed down that alley. He's probably going to yank it far post. And typically as goalies, we tend to think too much there. We're thinking move to the left, shift to that far post, and he brings it back near side high.
Yeah,
defensive midi, he can play some offense too. Big number 48.
Peyton Rozanka, their only true short stick D-mid on the lineup today. There's the alley-oop. It's Patra with the finish. And TJ Malone on the setup.
And this is a breakdown defensively for New York. Once Malone gets the short stick matchup that he wants, you want to support that and slide, but there's no second slide behind the play. This is too easy for Malone. He's on the short stick, hard dodge. There's the help by Adler, and there's just no support behind the play. So whether this is Krevsky, 48 in white, or someone else, you've got to then rotate behind the play.
And the decision for a defense there, Ryan, is do you double team Malone when he steps up past goal line extended there? Has he earned that slide? And if you do go, you need a second slide. Someone else has got to bump down for you.
Clean win for Baptiste. Inside of 10 seconds. Here comes Kelleher. Trying to use that bull dodge. 3 seconds left. Dixon the feed. Costabile will shoot. Saved by Krebs. Rebound Trainer. I think that would have counted if he had hit the 6x6. But it'll be a 9-5 lead for the Atlas at recess. And Trainer almost did it again.
Let's take one more look at it. You see Costabile and then the rebound. Ooh, that's tight.
In Philadelphia, as we welcome you back to the Premier Lacrosse League on ESPN, powered by Ticketmaster. 3 behind-the-back goals from the Atlas, RB. That's pretty good.
One thing you're guaranteed when you watch a PLL game is to have some jaw-dropping highlights. Atlas, 3 of their first half 9 scores, or 8 scores rather, because one was a 2-pointer, were behind the back.
Yeah, Makar had that 2-ball, the first of his career. Our
First half goals for Maryland, 4 were assisted.
You got that crap first time. Right in front of you. In front of you. Going on.
Max Krevsky couldn't handle it for the Atlas. A chance for the Whipsnakes early. And TJ Malone will settle it down. A nice play by Colin Squires off the wing. Patra stings the lower left corner. 28 seconds into the second half. The Whipsnakes sting them.
I love the grounder by Squires.
This is all about Squires. You can see that little lift disrupting Krevsky. He tracks it down, gains possession. Somehow is able to evade pressure here. Little goose to TJ Malone on the perimeter. And then in transition, New York just kind of loses track of Patra. He almost is like, wait, I have this much time?
This thing is itching. You got to pick it. Heacock sets a pick.
There it is. Ask and you shall receive. Heacock the screen. Malone trying to get it back to him. Heacock gobbles it up. Shot clock inside at 20. Malone defended by Jake Stevens. Splits the double. TJ Malone! I'll do it myself.
He's got to be the guy for them offensively. Credit Maryland down 6-0 at one point for just chipping away. Now just down 9-7, but goes through a sea of New York defenders, taking matters into his own hands. You can see the stick protection. Malone's fired up. Maryland is back in this thing.
He is a beast. 260. Skips it. Dixon shoots it. Krebs with the save.
And they can get out and run. They've got numbers here.
A good outlet to Mazur. Here's the rookie. He shoots. Entenmann right into his stick. And now he'll try with the outlet. Look at that rainbow to Schellenberger. What a pass from Entenmann. They've got numbers. Schellenberger scores. Burns the turf on its way to the goal. Connor Schellenberger's got 5 points. That one clocks in 94 miles an hour.
And he might not get the assist on this play, but another clean save by Entenmann leading to transition.
He did get the assist, by the way.
Beautiful. It's a tip your stat keeper on that one, Liam Entenmann.
They took it away.
Never mind.
How dare they?
Take the tip back, but this is what New York needs to do when you're struggling offensively. What can we get in transition?
Thanks for hanging out with us, watching some lacrosse. A lot of similarities between basketball and lacrosse. This is a little bit different, though. This is no tip-off. This is a war.
Check.
Trevor Baptiste and Joe Nardella, 2 of the best on the planet, both wearing the mics today, and they are even 10 face-off wins apiece. Whipsnakes looking for their first win of the summer. They trailed 5-0 after the first quarter. They've staged a comeback here to keep it interesting, and what a start to the fourth. It's Aiden Carroll. Looks like he's playing for the Swamp Dogs at Georgetown with that sweeping to his right-hand shot.
Beautiful placement on this shot by Carroll, who's been a bright spot for them offensively. You're going to see him sweep across the middle of the field. Good things happen when you get to the middle because you have the full 6x6. And the placement on this, on Entenmann, that offside hip area. Good ride by Maryland here. Doesn't seem like much, but just to take the shot clock down.
Schellenberger, top shelf finish.
Guess it doesn't matter when you've got Schellenberger, who's had a monster game.
Diversified toolkit, right? 2 outside shots, Ryan, and now you see him penetrate.
You can see him reject the pick there, so Zapatello is trying to get underneath that pick. Once Schellenberger sees that, he senses the opportunity to go underneath and then airborne.
How about the twister finish?
He's looked way more aggressive today than we saw him in the first 2 games.
Here's Costabile. 2 minutes into the 4th, Costabile. Schellenberger again. Dixon just taps it home. Those two are like twins. It's like they can read each other's minds, and it's been that way since they were playing for Lars Tiffany.
It's like they have ESP. They can communicate. They know each other so well. As soon as Schellenberger caught this, he knew exactly what Dixon was going to do. You see Costabile, the dodge. He pumps it behind the cage, and that cut right down the pipe to the open area. Schellenberger sees it, and in and out of Dixon's stick in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, Costabile makes that play, Ryan. As you said, he draws the double team. And instead of taking a bad shot, he just kicks the ball to X, and then they can dissect the D.
Rambo didn't get the start today. I got there now. He's got his assist, the first point of his season. Brad Smith drops the hammer. Is it a 2? It is. And that's his 3rd 2-bomb of the season. 91 miles an hour. The long-range shot, the great equalizer.
And credit Rambo for the find here. His 2nd assist of the day. He's got the short stick matchup. You can see New York wants to support that. Makar just hedges over, helps just a little bit. And that's all the space Smith needs. And credit Smith the discipline to have that plant foot intentional right behind the 2-point arc. Again, that off-hip placement.
15 to shoot. Patra. He shoots. He scores! The Whips are within 1. Adam Patra's got a hat trick.
That was a screen.
Yeah, I don't
100% screen.
I don't think Entenmann saw this at all. You could judge by his reaction. There was a ton of bodies in front of the cage. This almost looked like a knuckle puck. It kind of bounced and took a weird skip. You can see Entenmann kind of react one way. The ball goes the other way. Patra might have put a little English on that thing. A lot of green.
Here comes Carroll with a runway. He shoots and ties the game. It's a Whipsnakes takeover here in the 4th quarter. They've come all the way back to knot this thing at 12.
You could see this coming a mile away. You're going to get this little cut through here by Maryland offensively, and it's just going to leave a ton of open area for Carroll to dodge right down this alley. So heads up clear through there by TJ Malone. That creates the space for Carroll to aggressively dodge, and he goes right at the pole. Grace.
Loaded on that side of the field. Here comes Brandow. $15 to shoot. The Whips have their first lead. They have gone radioactive. Brad Smith goes to the left hand this time.
A 5-0 run here by Maryland. Attacking early and aggressively. You see this little pick up top by TJ Malone, and just no one steps out on Smith as he turns the corner. You can see them pointing. Makar's just late on the slide, and Smith makes them pay.
Here it is, exactly what you just talked about. Teat and Jackson, illegal screen.
And Makar, who set the
Makar,
pick, is going to run back. They got numbers here, 3-on-2.
Patra the feed. Entenmann with the stop. Denied Rob Pennell. Toward the middle, Schellenberger stops on a dime. Lefty shot, saved by Krebs. This is high level. Sends it out to an area. Mazur's got it. Big collision with Makar.
Timeout, Maryland.
It's a 1-goal lead for the Maryland Whipsnakes, and this is how it happened. I mean, a 5-0 run.
It started with the 2-bomb by Brad Smith, and that really seemed to open things up. Carroll down the alley. It just doesn't seem like New York is really supporting a lot of these midfield dodges from up top. As you saw Smith cap things off there.
And Pressler's point is they've been setting the same screen on the other side for Malone. They called the illegal one on Makar, the Atlas.
That's exactly right.
Here is Malone again, beats Entenmann to make this a 2-goal ball game. TJ Malone. This is a 6-0 run.
And he catches Adler, who was covering him behind the cage. I think Adler, for a split second, you can see him kind of trailing the play, loses track of Malone, who wisely curls up the same side. Just gains a little bit of leverage there. He doesn't need a lot of space. You can see that stick close to his body. Beautiful stick protection as Adler tries to throw a back check.
Whips are shooting 6 of 12 in the fourth quarter with a 2-pointer courtesy of Brad Smith, and they're doing it all against Liam Entenmann, who Quinn mentioned was red hot in the first half.
And this is a big possession because if Maryland can stretch the lead to 3, goes above a 1-possession game.
That's what they do. TJ Malone going to the deck. He caps off his hat trick.
He just does so many things well, including his off-ball play. And when you've got Pennell on the other end, you know that if you're open, you're going to get the feed. Pennell's 3rd of the day. So TJ Malone, that little cut, I mean, Makar is draped all over it.
How does he get that off?
It's not, yeah, I mean, the stick control, I mean, Makar's right there.
Support from Rexroad.
And then the placement on that shot, and that's just such high-level lacrosse by Malone. You can't have a turnover if you're Maryland here. You got to take care of the ball.
How about just do that? Wow. How about put the team on your shoulders if you're Patra? Lost his helmet in the process. It's his 4th goal. This is 8-0, and frankly, this is stunning.
This team was down 6-0 at one point. And Patra has been huge today. His 4th. He only had 1 goal through their first 2. He's been super aggressive, especially after faceoff wins. You see him get underneath there and then weave back. Called an S-dodge. You go underneath, and then just like when you're caught in traffic, you just cut the guy off. And in doing so, you get back in front of the cage to increase your angle. And you look back to last year, it was a win here in Philly, which I really think changed the trajectory of their season.
Saved by Krebs. Stevens on the offensive rebound, just 15 ticks left. Teat almost silent today. Krebsky can't handle the pass. Puglisi just tosses it toward the corner. And the Maryland Whipsnakes have made a habit of doing this in the PLL. Looked like they had no shot, dead in the water after the first quarter. They end the game on an 8-0 run, and they win 16-12 for their first victory of the year.
Just a shocking change of course within the scope of this game.